everyone. I'm here today to talk about eucalyptus trees. They're one of my favorite trees, and luckily we can find them everywhere in Israel. They were brought here. I've got lots of notes. So, Eli Cohen, if anyone remembers that name, he was a famous Israeli spy. He requested that they be planted around all the Israeli bases all over the country back in the 60s. These trees were brought originally from Australia for many reasons. They quickly adapted to Israel. So some of the reasons are why you can see them all over this country, even though they're not native here, is they have strong, deep roots that soak up swampy places, right? And when we first came to Israel, many of it was desert, but many of it had this swampy areas that wasn't being irrigated. There was no circulation. It was just these swampy areas. So they brought in these eucalyptus trees. I'm standing in front of one, a really big one here on my property. I have many. They were also brought in to plant as border on properties. Okay, so people would start planting them, and everyone knew where everyone's property ended. They are amazing trees because they can withstand so many things. They can withstand, I'm just reading off my notes, swamps, drought, fire, a light frost. We don't get a lot of that here, but we do have some up north. Heat, high pH in the soil, poor soil, and salty soil. So you can plant these, and they did. They are all over from the center to the north to the south. These amazing trees, and they sort of seem to adapt no matter where you put them. We planted this one and many others like it when he was about this big. He was just a tiny little beginning of a tree, and look what he's grown to. We've been here for 17 years. Amazing. I mean, you can't even see the end of it. It's so high. So we've got, I'll just show you a few of the leaves. Here in Israel, they have about 700 different species. Originally, there was red-capped gum trees, river red gum, lemon-scented. Okay, so they have many different types. The ones that you mostly see are the red-capped. So the leaves, inside of the leaves, we've got flavonoids and antioxidants, and I can't even name all of the different chemicals that are in them, but they work amazingly against bugs, for respiratory diseases. We all know what that means. Clearing out sinuses, clearing out congestion in the whole chest area. They've been used, the chemicals that are extracted from here, they use in mosquito repellent, essential oils, cough drops, cleaning products, even paper. They can use the bark for paper. In the very beginning, the Jewish National Fund gave these away to anyone who wanted some, and that's how we got a whole bunch. They were helping people to plant them, and they wanted them everywhere because they know how important these are to the ecology, to the biology. This is one of the main foods for bees, and all over the world for many years now there's been colony collapse disorder, if you've heard of that. Bees are dying all over the place, and for a while the scientists couldn't figure out why, but we more or less have an idea now that it's because of many factors. But here we haven't really been affected by that here in Israel. And they credit a lot of that to these trees because they are always providing food for the bees. These are evergreen, meaning that they don't lose their leaves, they don't turn brown. We have eucalyptus trees all year long, giving their shade. They have a season when they have They're buttons. I call them buttons. They come out. I don't have any right here with me. The flower comes out, the bees pollinate it, it drops, and what's left is a very sweet little button. It's very similar to wood, but it's cute. These are also great. I'll just keep going with their many benefits. Anti-inflammatory. They expand the bronchi in the lungs, decrease mucus, I talked about, heart disease, cancer, and colds. The leaves and the bark contain quercetin, if I'm pronouncing that right, quercetin, which we have talked about. We've heard it many, many times mentioned with the whole corona thing. People are talking about ivermectin and HCQ and quercetin. Okay, it can be found in the leaves and the bark, so you can make tea from that. It's a natural source and it's all over Israel, well provided. Great for asthma, opening up the lungs. The extract of the ceramide that's inside, it's one of the flavonoids, one of the tannins that's in it, helps with dry skin. Antimicrobial, decreases in pain, strengthens the immunity, great for inhaling. You can put it in an infuser or a hot bowl of water and just put your head over it to inhale the fumes that come out. Antifungal, helps to decrease stress and relax people, helps with anxiety, amazing for wounds. I've only talked about so far the leaves and the bark, which I come out and I collect a couple times a year. Because there's so many different varieties, I collect them from everyone, and we make tea from this. Now, once the tree is growing and splitting itself open, the bark comes off, and underneath, I don't really have here to show you, but there is sap. Eucalyptus sap is also amazing. We use it for a gargle inside the mouth to heal any wounds. It's great to keep your whole mouth healthy. It's an insect repellent, we talked about that, and also a cleaning agent. Okay, so I think I've mentioned, the list is incredible. These trees don't require much. Maybe in the beginning we watered them, but now they find their own water. Their roots go so deep, and they're able to just survive by themselves. They withstand the wind. We have a breeze coming all the time from the Gaza. We're next to the Gaza border. They withstand wind and storms and, like I said, fire and frost, and very valuable trees. They're also planted to hold down the soil. So in the very beginning of the state, it was basically a big dust bowl here, and every wind would just move sand around to shift it from place to place. But we wanted farming, and we wanted housing, and we wanted gardens, and so they started planting these trees around, and their roots hold down the soil so that it becomes stable and not just dust flying everywhere. The Arabs, from the very, very beginning, a long, long time ago, they called them, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Shajarat Yehud, which means the Jews' tree, because as soon as the Jews arrived to Israel, they started planting these up and down, north, south, east, and west. It was a very, very important tree, super connected to our history here in Israel. Because they reached such heights, they were also used to block the view from Gaza or anywhere, our borders, where they're shooting at us. So they helped protect us in many, many ways. And yeah, there's a, well, I won't get it. So I hope that helps you a little bit understand the importance of these trees. And go out, collect some leaves, collect some bark, collect the sap. All of it is amazing. Like I said, you can also make paper from the tree itself. So if you find, pieces that if you're into homemade paper. Okay, so have a great day, everyone. Go out and find some eucalyptus trees. And anytime you pass by one, say a silent thanks, right? I mean, these guys are out there and they're these huge mammoths, and most people pass by on busy roads or on sides of the roads, and no one even notices them. But they are doing so much, and they've always done so much for us. So have a great day, and I hope you enjoy this.